What is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hummus Tech, and today I'm just going to share with you guys some of this tech stuff, some of this kind of accessories that I do use on a daily basis, which of course does change my life a lot, and I do hope in this video as well you will find it the same as well. And just to let you guys know, I do use an Android phone and an iOS device, which is the iPhone 12 mini and also the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and before this I've been using S20 FE, all these other good devices, and of course these are the things that will just simplify your life. Yes, it does simplify my life as well. So in today's video, what I'm going to do is of course just let you guys know what are these kind of products, and I will of course leave all the links in the description down below for you guys to check them out as well. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so the first device that we have here is the CHARBY Edge Pro, and what I like about this is that first of all, it does support your 100 watts of PD charging, and on both ends over here we do have a USB-C to USB-C combo, and we have a detachable extension here, so it's able to give you different kind of combinations. Over here on one end we have the USB-C, and you can make it to a USB-A port just by plugging it in, and on the other end we can have a USB-C to Lightning or micro USB, so it does act as a dual kind of thing, which is of course really helpful. And of course, like I mentioned, you can have different kind of combinations. You can have USB-C to USB-C, USB-A to Lightning, or USB-A to micro USB, and of course vice versa, so it's able to do a lot of things with it. And of course it's very helpful in case if you guys are using iOS and Android devices at the same time. And also one more thing to mention is that yes, it is made out of a very sturdy cable, so it's able to bend in a lot of directions. It's made out of a nice Kevlar material, very sturdy, very good, and of course very helpful indeed. Alright, so next up here we have the USams cable, another cable, and this one does support up to 60 watts of fast charging, and when it comes to the Lightning port, it does support you 20 watts. So in terms of the iOS device, yes, it is considered fast charging. And what I like about this, and I'm going to show you with my iPhone 12 mini and my power bank, because I'm using my S22 Ultra to record this. So, but normally what I like about this is that first of all, you're plugging it into your USB port, so you're going to prevent dust or whatever from entering, which is of course something I really do like, because normally I do put a USB plug onto my devices because I normally use the wireless charging. But with this, it's a game changer because I don't really need to use the wireless charging, which of course is slower. And what it does is that with one cable, I can charge up my iOS devices, fast charging, and of course if I want to charge up my Samsung S22 Ultra, but in this case the power bank, what I can do is just plug it here and it does connect and it does charge up. When it comes to my S22 Ultra, it does support the super fast charging, so it's pretty decently fast. When it comes to the China phones, it doesn't support the Super Volt or the Huawei Supercharge and all these other things, but it does support the fast charging, which I would say is still considerably very fast compared to many other devices and many other cables. And what about this is that it's very strong. Of course, it's easy to detach if you're gaming, you're going to be pushing it a lot, so I wouldn't recommend to use it when you're gaming. But as you can see here, it's just very snappy. If you plug it out straight like this, you will take it out, but then if you do not want to detach it, what you do is just tilt it to the side, and then it stays on over here. Really helpful. Imagine one cable to rule them all. The only sad thing about this is that they do not sell the head separately, which I think is going to be a game changer, because I can just plug USB-C on all my devices and just use one cable to charge up everything, which is going to be really cool. But you're not going to get that, but they do give you a USB-C and also a Lightning cable if you buy one of this. And this is an underrated cable, which I would say, and I do really use this a lot, because compared to the CHARBY device over here, you have all these extensions, which of course is really helpful because it does have the micro USB. But this one here, as you can see, very clean, very simple, very minimalistic, which of course is something I really do appreciate. Okay, and going on to the next device, I have two products over here from ESR, which of course would change how you use your phones. And for me here, like I mentioned, I do use the S22 Ultra. It doesn't support the Magsafe, I would say, but first of all, you can have this ring, which you can attach to your wireless devices, or maybe your iPhone 11, iPhone 10, whichever does support your wireless charging. And they do have these metal rings over here which you can connect to your phone case, which I would recommend. Don't attach it to your phone. And what it does is that it does help to support your MagSafe stuff, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. So yes, this is really helpful. They do have the template over here for the iOS devices. They do support the S10 or S20 if I'm not wrong. So if you're using like the S21 or S22, it is a little bit hard to align this ring over here to the magnet pad, the wireless charging pad on your devices, which of course will be a little bit tricky. So I think for me, like I go to Google, I just kind of Google the image of where the wireless pad would be, and I try to align it there, and yeah, it does get the job done. And it's really nice, very clean and very simple. And this is one that I do use. I know in China they sell a lot of these kind of rings, but I think this one is the one of the best because it's not very thick and it's very cool looking because they have the silver edition and also the black color variant as well. And of course, going on to this is another thing from ESR, which I really do use a lot. And again, this is very helpful because first of all, as you can see with my iPhone 12 mini, you might not carry a USB lightning port with you. And if you only have a USB-C, what it does is that over here, it does connect with a USB-C. So you can either use it with your iPhone 12 or iPhone 13, or you can just attach this to your other iPhones or your Samsung phones or whatever phones that support wireless charging. Attach it on the back, plug it into your USB-C like with the other cable, like this one here. So just plug it in, and then it does support your wireless charging. I wouldn't say it's the fastest, you know, it does have your wireless charging, it does heat up, which is something definitely to consider. But of course, if you guys just want the juice, this one here is very helpful. And what I like about this as well is that it does double up and it does become a kickstand. So you can just watch a show, charge up your phone, and it's really helpful. It can help you to hold your phone as well, which is something I do. So as we can see, as we progress, you can see this kind of ecosystem that I have created with my iOS and Android devices. Next up, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff from Mcdodo, and this is one of my favorite chargers to use. And this one does come in a 10,000 or 20,000 size. This is the 20,000, so it's a bit bulkier and heavier compared to the 10,000, and you can charge up your phone maybe 2 times, maybe for your iPhones about 2-3 times, for most Samsung phones about 2 times I would say, which is pretty decent enough. And what I like about this is that it does support your MagSafe. So again, with my iPhone 12 mini, you can just plug it here, very sturdy. I have done a separate video on this, and what it does is that you can support your kickstand as well, so you can charge up your phone, and also you can just watch your show, you know, you don't have to worry about it. And it does have that gap over here, so it's not going to scratch the cameras. But with the iPhone 13, with the bigger cameras, it does kind of touch a little bit, so definitely be a bit careful with that. You can of course slap on a case on it to protect it. And by charging up, you can have a USB-C over here. It does support your USB-A as well. It does show you the battery indicator, which of course is really helpful. So as you can see, it does show the battery charging over here. MagSafe, really cool, because this is something I definitely have to have in my bag when I'm traveling or going to work, because this is just a very helpful device. Even if you don't want to use the MagSafe over here, you can still use the USB-C to USB-C or the A to C over here as well. And 2 other things that I do use a lot. This was the first one that I bought, a 65-watt GAN charger. And of course, I did upgrade myself to a nice 100-watt GAN charger. And I don't really have this, but I have done a separate video on this as well. And what I like about this is that the size is not very big, not very bulky, and you can charge 3 things at once. Here you can charge up to 2 USB-Cs, and you can use the USB-A port here as well. But this one is just a real game changer because you can charge a lot of things at super fast speeds without worrying about it. This one definitely does, you know, kind of peak at a certain time because, you know, it does only support up to 65 watts, but 100 watts over here is just massive. You can just power up your notebook, your iPad, or whatsoever, 3 things at once, which of course is really helpful. And again, you can use it with the cables that I've mentioned before. Okay, and next up here, I want to talk about one thing from BASEUS, which I am very fond of, and this is a car charger. And this one does support up to 65 watts of charging, which of course is going to be very, very helpful to get that extra juice when you're stuck in a jam, or if you're going for a party, you didn't manage to charge up your phone, and you can just plug it into your car. It charges really, really well. I've been using this for almost a year, I think more than a year, and it hasn't failed me. It's made out of a very nice sturdy material, because they also have the nice plastic here as well, and it does support your USB-C and USB-A, and it's just a game changer for me because you can use it with the cables like I mentioned, and it does support the fast charging as well. And one thing that I do like to pair with most of my devices, especially when it comes to this, is this USB-A and USB-C dongle. So in case if you guys are using all USB-C stuff, what you can do is just plug it in and it makes it to a USB-C port. This is really, really helpful in case if you guys are transferring data, or if you guys want to use it for charging as well. It's really, really helpful. It's not very bulky, it's very light. It does support your fast charging, which of course I do use this a lot in my car as well. And last but not least, these are the cases that I always do like to buy when it comes to the Samsung phones or the iPhones, and these are the Magsafe cases. So as you can see from this color, I've been using it for a long time, and it's of course changed color. This is kind of pretty new, I would say, but overall what I like about this is that, again, with all the devices I mentioned, you can use this with this one over here. You can use the Magsafe Powerbank and the Mcdodo, and use it over here as well. Very, very nice, and of course it does provide enough protection. It does provide enough lens protection as well. Buttons are still very clickish, and it's just really, really helpful to use this. So as you can see here, I can use it with my iPhone 12 mini, and it gets all the work done, it gets all the job done. This is just very cheap. You can find it on Shopee, Lazada, or Alibaba or whatever for about maybe 20-30 ringgit, which is about 4-5 USD. It's just a nice steal. Does provide enough protection, and yes, it does get the job done. It's clear, so you can enjoy the nice back designs of your phones as well. So that is it with all these devices that I have been using daily for the past few months to a year, which I absolutely do love. And of course I want to share with you guys in case if you guys are wondering what to get, what cable to get, what charger, what power bank, and all these other things. Hopefully this video has helped you guys. And of course, if you guys have used these products, do leave it in the comment section down below. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment section down below as well. Of course, if you guys have any other thoughts, do sound yourself anytime in the comments down below. If you guys did enjoy this video and also want to find me on other social media platforms, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and also here on YouTube, and Dr. Hammerstack. So stay safe, take care, and wash those hands, and I'll see you in the next one.